Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the World Squash Championships 2013. Girls Team Championships semi-finals. Here we are, we're down to the final 4 teams. But after today, there can be only 2 that go through to tomorrow's final. So without further ado, will you welcome to the court our number 4 seeds from Hong Kong. And their opponents today are the number 1 seeds, and they are from Egypt. So, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you in the arena and for all of you watching online around the world, just to explain the format this afternoon, we have potentially 3 matches. The seeds are going to be playing in a string order of the 1st string and then the 2nd string, and then if at that point the match score is tied at 1-1, then the 3rd string will play. So we're going to get the players on court so they can warm up. And first, representing Hong Kong, will you please welcome onto court, Pansy Chan. And her opponent, a formidable player who after last week has become the 3 times World Junior Champion from Egypt, Nour El Sherbini. And your referees for this first match, on the left we have Oliver Orlicki, on the right is Dean Clayton, and your central referee is Jeff Williams. Well, good afternoon, squash fans. You join us here at the Hasta La Vista Club in Wrocław in Poland. And the match you are about to watch is the semi-final match between Egypt, the #1 seeds, and Hong Kong, the #4 seeds in this Women's Junior World Squash Championship 2013. And you probably recognise one of the players on court, the awesome three-time world champion, Egyptian Nour El Sherbini. The Egyptians putting out their strongest side for this match, taking no prisoners. And they are the hot favourites in this competition for sure, but Hong Kong have not got to this semi-final stage without taking on some fierce opposition in their part of the draw. And Pansy Chan is a very capable player, and we've seen that they can cause some real difficulties with their style of play. Whether it's going to be enough to deal with the aggressive style of play of these Egyptian girls, we're going to find out this afternoon. The format is that there are 3 possible matches, but if the team that is leading gets 2 games or 2 matches first, then the third match becomes a dead rubber. So potentially 3 matches this afternoon, possibly 2. As you see the players warming up there. And if you are watching online and want to get in touch, we're on hashtag WJC2013. Or you can contact us on the Facebook by finding the WJC2013.pl website. There's a link there to Facebook where you can chat with us. And I'll be joined in a short while by my co-commentator Conrad Timmer, a very capable player who will be able to give us lots of insight into these players as the match goes on. And blistering temperatures here in Poland today, but I'm delighted to say that in the arena that we're in, it's beautifully air conditioned. And there we go, they've lost the ball. It just so happens it's come over by my commentary position, so I'll throw that back in. There we go, they've got the ball back now. Sorry about that. As I was saying, blistering conditions here in Wrocław, Poland. 32, 33 degrees as I'm reading it at the moment. As I say, in here it's about 17 degrees and rather nice.
Time.
So there we have it, Egypt versus Hong Kong. Just been informed that after this match, after this competition, there'll be a short exhibition where Nour El Sherbini, the 3 times world junior champion, will be taking on one of Poland's very own players, someone that will be known very well to all the Polish listeners, and that is the head coach for the Polish squash team, Martin Kozik, will be taking on Nour El Sherbini, I've been told, after this match. I have to tell you, he's looking rather nervous.
WSF World Junior Women's Team Championships 2013.
So here we go, we kick off with the first game.
Nour El Sherbini, Egypt serving, Pansy Chan.
Our central referee, Jeff Williams. Left, Oliver Orlicki. And right referee today, Dean Clayton. So as I say, I'm joined in the commentary box by our regular pundit here, Conrad Timmer. Good afternoon, Conrad.
Hello. Hello, everyone. I've just been saying to everyone that I've just been informed that our illustrious head coach from Poland, Martin Kozik, is going to be taking on Nour El Sherbini after this this competition against Hong Kong.
He's going to lose.
He's going to lose. I'm glad you said that. Should be interesting. But anyway, this match we've got on now, I know Egypt are the hot favourites and no one is giving Hong Kong much of a chance, but they, you know, they played some great squash to get to the semi-finals. There's been no easy route.
No, they have a very solid team, Hong Kong, and they'll put up a fight, but it's really tough. Egyptian girls are the best in the world. I mean, all the top 4 players in individual competitions were Egyptians, and 6 out of 8 of the players in quarterfinals were Egyptians as well. We only had one English girl, Victoria Temple-Mary, and Nella Gills from, well, Victoria from England and Nella Gills from Belgium.
A good start by Sherbini, stamping her authority on the match, or stamping the ball into the tin there, but she won't be too worried about that at this stage.
No, we've seen her already. This week she's a lot more relaxed. I mean, being 3-time world junior champion, the only person who's ever achieved that, I think she's pretty happy and a lot more relaxed. And
I think that's really sneaked out, but Sherbini happy to play on. Oh, that's a delightful cross-court drop there. All the pace taken off the ball, catches the neck.
5-2.
I would never thought of playing that shot. Brilliant shot from Nour El Sherbini.
6-2.
Look at that. Absolutely changing the pace with one shot.
Yeah, it's really tough for Pansy to do anything here against Sherbini. But yeah.
Commentator's curse.
Yeah, I always do this, but it's always a great experience to play such a good player, and you can learn a lot from playing a lot better players than you.
I always say, if you want to improve your game as a coach, you always say that you should play at least 3 times a week. One of those players should be someone you beat.
4-7.
You should have one match that's close, and you should have somebody that absolutely destroys you every week. That's where you really learn how you need to improve. But you need the other 2 for confidence and to practice technique. I'm thinking that you probably know which one of those 3 this is for Pansy.
Yeah. She'll still do her best. I mean, there is no pressure on Hong Kong in the semi-final.
No, absolutely. I mean, they're the number 4 seeds. They were seeded to come to the semi-final and lose. And just say it's if there is likely to be an upset, it's more likely to be in the second match this afternoon. And that's going to be against Metwali, Mariam Metwali of Egypt, and she's going to be taking on Silok Ho of Hong Kong. But again, we saw Metwali really took Sherbini to the wire in the final last week. So the standard between them is, oh, and that's gone out the back.
Flying.
I think they've just killed one of the referees.
Yeah,
which ordinarily would be a problem, but we have so many referees here this week, we can easily replace them, so don't worry, Bill.
I spoke to a few of them during lunch, and they said this week is so much more relaxed and there's not much to do.
No, but then the sheer volume of games is much less, and the pace is, as you say, a little more relaxed. And I've realised how they get these superb suntans, all these referees, because when they're not refereeing, they're out sunning themselves.
Drinking coffee.
Exactly.
Oh, well, some of them play squash every day.
That's
like
true.
Oliver.
That's true. Some pretty handy squash players amongst the referees.
Well,
So, as we see, Sherbini fast around the court. And, Pansy there thinking she might get a let, but really the position behind the tee didn't lend itself to getting that ball. Of course, this one of two semi-finals later today at 6 o'clock GMT +1 is going to be a much more closely contested match, and that's going to be between the USA, the number 2 seeds, and England, the number 3 seeds. Those seedings decided by various means, but by all means it's going to be a very, very tight match, and one that, well, the USA are seeded to win, but the England team are in high spirits and expecting to cause an upset later on.
yep.
Certainly
Yep,
very, very confident of their abilities, and that'll be a very, very interesting one. So join us for that later this evening at say 6 o'clock, 1800 GMT +1. We are broadcasting live from Hasta La Vista Club, Wrocław, Poland. Egypt leading 1-0 against Hong Kong in this very first game of the first semi-final. Nour El Sherbini to serve against Pansy Chan. We're going to see if the young girl from Hong Kong can
Egypt lead 1-0.
make any headway in this second game. Certainly some strong words from the coach just to our left during that break.
Down.
Matt,
Of course, Mark, you speak Cantonese.
One love.
I wouldn't say fluently, conversational, of course.
Okay. Yeah.
I can find my the Cantonese restaurant as good as the next man.
2 love.
So there we go.
I actually used to learn Chinese, I think 5 years ago.
That can only be because you had a Chinese girlfriend.
Yeah, that was the case.
Absolutely, there we go. So, good start here from Pansy. 2-0.
Definitely. I think
It's a ferocious cross-court from
And
Nour El
that.
Sherbini.
1-2.
Be interesting to see if Kojic can get his racket on one of those later.
I can actually bet you. We can do a bet for that match.
Well, we will do.
Hand out.
Just not on that.
I've never seen him looking so nervous, to be honest.
I will want to see him beaten by a girl. But anyway.
Back to the match in hand, and again Sherbini thumps that into an empty back corner of the court. Of course, that's the main principle of the game of squash. Put the ball in the back corners, or where your opponent isn't. That was
Incredible
a
backhand.
lovely volley drop.
Down.
And again, you see these girls, they hit the ball incredibly hard, and it's all about technique. It's not about the power or muscles in the arm. It's just purely about the full rotation of the racket through the ball.
That was a brilliant volley cross-court from Pansy. It's true, it's all about the preparation, the speed through the shot.
And of course, the stance is always very important. Is that you have to be rock solid as you hit that ball to really transfer all that energy through the ball.
5-4.
And there's no better example of that than watching the way Sherbini strikes the ball. And of course, beautiful touch to go with those ferocious drives.
6-4.
Makes her a phenomenal player.
You're right, Mark.
And that's easy for me to say, but not with these teeth.
7-4.
So taking control of the match, a little early start for Chan from Hong Kong, but now that's just
8-4.
taken out of the sky.
I think El Sherbini means business here. She wants to get it over with and get a Marcin Kozik on the court and then just do the same to him.
Yeah.
She probably can hit it harder than Marcin.
Well,
9-4.
so we will see what happens for a short while, but testing length. Oh, there we go. See Chan just mixing it up a bit and all of a sudden getting some joy.
5-9.
As you say, this match is really going to be for her just about the experience, and it's something you can't train for. It's something you can't simulate in training. It's something you can only get when you come to a competition of this magnitude.
Definitely.
So on the verge of a second game here, Sherbini, and that is it. That's an unforced error from Chan. Sherbini leads 2-0. Really, if Chan is to have any chance against Sherbini, as you saw there, Sherbini gets in front, takes control of the tee, and it's very, very difficult when you allow your opponent such control of the tee when they have such racket skill. Just going to be finding yourself running around, chasing the ball, never really being able to put them in trouble. You see that powerful drive there. An unforced error, certainly at this level. Could afford maybe a couple in a game, but that's your absolute limit. Par 11 scoring. Every rally concedes or wins a point.
15 seconds.
Again, you see there, powerful cross court. And it's about timing, as well as the strength of the shot, holding and waiting for your opponent to commit one way or the other. You see the top players are masters at timing their shot to absolute perfection. So
Egypt leads 2-0. Le ball.
well, we've lost the ball again.
Ball's out of the court again. Nearly hit me.
Yep.
On the way to this
So we've
commentator's
lost one referee. Oh, I think we've lost the spectator this time. Well, can't be doing losing spectators. Not so many people able to get here for this game. I'm sure it's going to be very busy for this evening's match, which, as I said earlier, kicks off at 6 o'clock, 1800 GMT +1. And there we have left referee Oliver Orlicki was the man who did the running. Quite a fit gentleman. So
yeah, plays squash every day. At least here. I don't know how often he plays back home in Germany.
That's a great length from Pansy. She's got the oh yes.
That was a taxi.
Sherbini guessed and got it wrong, so she'll have enjoyed that one.
And out. 3-1.
That was a really good boast from Pansy Chan.
Slow to Egypt. 4-1.
Lovely touch.
5-1.
Again, as we know with squash, it's such an easy game to play when you're not under pressure. It's such a hard game to play when you are. under pressure, and it's about that attrition
Yeah,
you have to create.
Nour El Sherbini just looks so comfortable here. There's no one in the team event that would really push her to the limits.
She probably could have asked for a let and got a stroke there, but she continues to play on in the spirit of the game.
7-1.
And really cruising now. Sherbini not a fast starter, not really needing to be, and again, been a stroke had she have asked, but she's now, it's like a cat playing with a dead bird, isn't it? It's, or a, no, it sounds a bit cruel. Sherbini's far from, oh, look at that, just popped out of the sky. She's hitting them from everywhere now.
It's 9-1 in less than a minute.
Yeah. I think Chan will be quite pleased to get a call now, and then just one in the nick, just to for good measure.
That's it.
Match ball.
So, looking like a straightforward victory here for Nour El Sherbini of Egypt.
Game to Egypt 11-1. Egypt figure collapse 11-5, 11-5, 11-1.
Ladies and gentlemen, please show your appreciation to our players from Hong Kong, Pansy Chan, and our winner, Nour El Sherbini. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we'll just take a few minutes break and then we'll move straight on with match number 2. Thank you.
So, a comprehensive victory there for Nour El Sherbini. 3-0 against Pansy Chan of Hong Kong. Coming up next, in a few moments, Mariam Ibrahim Metwali of Egypt will be taking on Chilok Ho of Hong Kong. Stay tuned, coming up very soon.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so we move on to match 2. Will you please welcome on court from Hong Kong, Chilok Ho! And her opponent from Egypt, please welcome onto court, Mariam Ibrahim Metwali! And your referees for this next match, your left referee, Dean Clayton, right referee, Jeff Williams, and central referee, Oliver Olicki.
So moving right on with this second match, Egypt leading 1-0. Sherbini clocking up a win, double quick time. And Selok Ho, you might have seen on the streaming last week in the junior individual competition, played in a plate final. But she is up against the other finalists in that competition. And Wally, particularly in the second game against Sherbini last week, had 6 game balls which she failed to convert any of. And that really, well, really defined the course of that match. But you could see that she was matching El Sherbini every step of the way and really pushing her in that match. So the young girl from Hong Kong is going to have the work really cut out here. And of course, Egypt, were they to go through to the final, will have a much bigger battle against either USA or England tomorrow. We'll want to be conserving as much energy as possible. And again, Metwali's a great example of tremendous racket power that comes through from complete rotation of the racket through the ball. Any juniors watching, well, any player at all watching, it's a great example of technique that you can pick up watching these players. So it has been confirmed that after this match, which could be after this actual tie between Metwali and Ho, that there will be an exhibition. Short exhibition.
Half-time
is the right word, thinkable word for it, between the Polish head coach, Martin Kozik, and the 3 times world junior champion Nour El Sherbini. So I'm sure particularly for people watching in Poland who know Martin very well, they might enjoy that exhibition very much. For the rest of you, there's a mammoth match coming up later on this evening at 6 o'clock GMT. It's 1800 GMT +1. USA versus England, number 2 versus number 3 seeds. It's going to be tight. Both of these teams very, very capable of beating each other. It's going to be about on the day. It's going to be about tactics. It's going to be about heart. It's going to be about who wants it the most, I think, very much so. It's going to be a mouth-watering semi-final later today. And, chatting to the coaching team, the England squad, earlier today, Fiona Gibbs and Tanya Bailey. And yeah, high hopes, high confidence of their team. Very pleased with how they've been performing, how they've even improved stature, experience and confidence during this last week in the individuals. So they'll very much be up for that match against the USA. And again, the USA squad, as with all teams that come from the USA, great team spirit. Lots of whooping, always lots of whooping from the Americans, of course. And some very strong players in their squad. Powerful players, skillful players. It's going to be a joy to watch. So as we end the ball warming session,
time.
neutral referee, Oliver Orlicki, will get things underway. Let's see what Siloko of Hong Kong can do against the very strong Egyptian Mariam Metwali. So, final words from the coaches. Final preparation, headbands, sweatbands. Mental approach. Lots of smiles in the Egyptian corner. The Hong Kong corner. Very tense looking.
WSF World Women Team Junior Team Championships 2013. First semi-final, string 1 match. Ce Loko from Hong Kong is serving. Mariam Ibrahim Medwali for Egypt is receiving. Best of 5 games. Love all.
It's a great pick-up from Ho there. It's a superb drop from Metwali, but Ho was in there, setting out a stall early on and saying, look, I'm not here to lie down and take a beating, I'm here for the fight. Metwali, something to think about.
Yes, let.
There's a let. Metwali thought she was going to get a stroke there, but referees decided that Ho had cleared sufficiently.
It's a good start from both of the players.
That will be a stroke there.
Yeah.
Stroke to Egypt. And out, 1 love.
We saw a really tough match that Siloko had with another Egyptian girl in a special play final.
Yes, indeed.
It was a five-set game. Really close, really tough. We know that the girl from Hong Kong is a fighter. She's not going to give up really easily.
Again, you see already Metwali finding perfect length.
And out, 2-1.
No, sorry, that wasn't an Egyptian girl. Sorry, it was an American girl with Egyptian roots.
That's right. Riem Sedki.
Yes.
Riem Sedki, who we'll see this evening as part of the USA squad, yeah. And she's got a ferocious forehand and backhand. And it'll be interesting to see how her opponent deals with that. Tries to cancel out that shot that she has. But,
it will be an interesting match between USA and England.
As I was saying before, it's no foregone conclusion that that one will go with the seeding, whereas this one is seeding 1 and 4, that being a 2 and 3 seeding.
3-2.
So it's going to be a mouth-watering match.
That's a great shot from Siloko.
But right now, we've got some fireworks here this afternoon.
I think in the interviews with the teams that you've done, Mark, she said that her favourite shot is a straight backhand volley drop.
Who Ho?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Attacking boast there from Ho.
As we said earlier in her match that we've had a chance to comment on, she seems like a really laid-back character, very within herself. Very composed.
Yeah, absolutely. And
Yes, let. 5-3.
It's a great character if you can have tremendous fight, but not necessarily be showing any emotion on your face. It's part of the psychology of the game is if you see you're causing your opponent problems, it will always help with your confidence. And really, Ho is getting Metwali chasing all around the court here and eventually forcing Metwali to hit the ball high up over the outline at the back into the crowd. So it's a great start for Ho in this first game. She's certainly matching Metwali in most areas, and that's a great cross-court, perfect pace just to get it under the racket of Metwali. And we've seen with this court all week is that if you play your shots and hit your targets, that's brilliant. I think that bounced twice within like a tenth of a second. It's a phenomenal shot. Loose ball from Ho gives Metwali an easy drop from the centre of the court.
7-5.
There is a completely different feel to the bow when it's hit by the Egyptian girls here in this tournament, but when you see it during British Open when the under-13s and the 15s are playing as well, already the Egyptian juniors are hitting with that ferociousness that those girls have here. And it's something that really makes a difference between the Egyptian juniors and the Europeans or Americans or Chinese.
So starting to really dominate here, and work at the front of the court, really telling.
9-5.
And Ho really got to hit these back targets, her balls when they're landing short. And there we go, another great length from Metwali gives her
10-5.
game ball. And there it is, first game.
To Egypt. Egypt leads 1 game to love.
So not a bad start from Selok Ho from Hong Kong, but Metwali of Egypt really stepping up a gear in the middle of the game, stamping her authority, looking to finish off this tie as quickly as possible. We saw a couple of times in that first game that Ho sort of just getting caught behind Metwali on the tee and then not being able to get round and being denied a couple of lets. She's certainly got the speed to get to those balls, but you can't stand behind your opponent and then ask for a let. You have to try and find the space to get around them. When you've left the ball that loose, Metwali only really tested a couple of times in that first game. That's what the coach will be telling her. He'll watch what was working. He's saying, right, more of this, less of the other.
15 seconds.
Plenty of that, and less of this. That's what my coach used to say anyway. I understand a word he was saying. Okay, second game. Selok Ho, Hong Kong receiving, Metwali serving.
Egypt leads 1 game to love.
Extend
Love
our
all.
lead.
One love.
Other thing I've noticed about the Egyptian team, particularly today, is that although this is a semi-final and they know they have a huge respect for their opponents, far more relaxed moving into this game than I've seen them before any matches they've played at all. But I'm pretty sure that when we see them come out tomorrow against either the USA or England, that what I'd like to call the war face will be back on, the face that shows massive stony determination.
That's a brilliant shot.
Yeah, that's just total control of the ball.
4-love in seconds. This game just started 30 seconds ago.
Well, don't get too comfy, Conrad. I think you might be going to get me a coffee in a minute.
Yeah, no problem. That's what I'm here for.
6-love.
And some music.
Of course. So 5-love.
In no time at all.
Now.
Well, unforced error there from Metwali.
And out, 1-6.
But at 1-6, then a little smile. She won't be too worried about one unforced error. She's playing squash this well.
Now.
Again, going for that attacking boast, not
2-6.
quite getting the joy from it she's had so far.
It's really in Selokpo's hands to extend this game and prolong this experience.
Yep. Again, you see her taking the drop there and not playing it very well. She's against players of this quality. You've got to work the rally for much longer before you put in that drop. Because if Metwali's on the tee and you play a drop that badly, you're just going to put yourself in a huge amount of trouble.
That's right, she's going short too early.
Oh, that's a great drop. That's perfect. And that's how good they're going to have to be to win points. And she can play them. We've seen it. It's just how consistently she can do it. That's a much better length. But again, she's left it short and it's thumped into the back hand corner. No chance.
Stroke to Egypt, 10-3 game ball.
So possibly one of the quickest games we've seen.
Down.
And going for the long drop.
And out, 4-10
Wally
game ball.
just catches the top of the tin. Still has 6 game balls. Managing to get in to pick up that drop and puts it in the top of the tin.
Game to Egypt. Egypt leads 2 games.
Comprehensive victory in the second game. Mariam Metwali. And it's those unforced errors that added together with the clear winners from the Egyptian gave the 11-4 scoreline. In the end, not too dissimilar to the first game in scoreline, but you can't help feeling that Seloko played some much better squash in the first game, and Metwali's just stepped up a gear in the second game, and I wouldn't mind betting that she's going to come out in this third game and step up another gear, really just finish this tie off. Reserve as much energy for the match tomorrow. And of course, we talk about this Egyptian team, but only field 3 players for these ties, but they have such strength in depth. Habiba Mohammed, Gorlin, Adele, so many players that could come in such a high standard. So
Egypt leads 2 games to love. Love all.
Oh, I just hope this game doesn't last a little bit longer than the other one. It saves me a lot of score sprints.
well, it's just saying that not dissimilar to the first game score, but the first game was a much better one for Ho, much better squash. And that one, yeah, strangely, the length was great, but
it popped out.
Popped out in the middle of the court. But I think Metwali thought it was going cross court and was sort of covering that side.
Anyway, it's a good start for the Hong Kong player.
It's a lovely little flick cross court.
She looks
drop.
determined now to make this last. You could see it when she was bouncing up the ball before she set.
Yes, let. Too long.
So, yes, let is the call from the 3 referees. That's a great volley.
3 love.
Straight into the neck.
That's a favourite shot.
It is a favourite shot, and now we know why. Played with consummate ease, but of course you can only play it if your opponent puts the ball where you need it. And there's another one, and there it is, 2 in a row.
Exactly the same shot.
2 in a row. Well, she'll keep doing that all day long if Metwali wants to put it there, but I'm pretty sure she'll learn a lesson after doing it twice. And that quick, strong, powerful drive to the back, just beyond Ho's racket.
First point on the scoreboard for Metwali.
Counter drop not quite making it.
And out.
And again, when playing that drop, it's important to try and get the ball to fade into the side wall, and particularly on a glass court. Once the ball touches the wall, it gets very little action, so you get really rewarded for tight shots. Whereas in a club court with the plaster or concrete walls, the ball tends to ping off the wall just a little bit more. Well, this is a good game for Ho.
Yeah, she started really well.
Yep.
She just has to persevere now and try and see it through.
Well, we saw how quickly Metwali racked up the points in the last one, so 6-1 lead.
Wrong foot in the Hong Kong player in this rally.
2-6.
So it's important that Ho really stays focused.
That was a brilliant return.
Again, volley, cross-court drop, just catches the neck.
7-2.
Every time you hit one of those and it goes, it just builds and builds your confidence. So at 7-2, you would expect her to see this game out, but she is up against
world runner-up, world
3-7.
individual runner-up. So. I think Egypt in the team event hasn't lost a game yet, actually. This is the closest I think they've got to losing a game so far. Yep. That's stated.
Oh, she's gone for the cross-court nick, and it's just a little bit too much action on it. Put it onto the racket of Metwali. But that's the sort of shot she's got to try. She's not going to win this by.
I don't know. She's definitely doing great things. She started off really well.
Not that's a double.
Just has to believe that she can take this game. It's important that she doesn't put her head down. Keeps on fighting.
So loose ball, and there's a gift, an unforced error from Metwali.
Early Christmas present.
Yep. So a 3-point lead. She's really, she had a 5-point cushion. It's now down to 3. So this is where massive focus is required. Continue what you were doing to create that lead. Really push over the line. Nice little reverse angle from Metwali, but
That was brilliant.
she
Nick.
has got her under, and there's that backhand volley that she enjoys so much.
That's a great rally here.
Well,
That's going to be a let.
Yes, let. 8-5.
Yeah, you guessed right.
yeah, it was a little bit loose. But Metwali under pressure in that rally. She's having to fight now, clearing the glasses.
Yeah, refocusing. I think that's what players do it for. I don't think the glasses steam up that well because we have that much because we have a good air conditioning here. But I think it's just that little bit of time you can refocus, take 3 big breaths, and restart fresh. I should be playing still with glasses actually. Always just giving me time.
And there's always the shoelace.
Yeah.
Decision, please. Yes, let.
Yep, the
8-5.
drop not too great. Referee's seeing that, giving a let to Metwali. So the rally starts again. They're leading 8-5. 3-point cushion, needs 3 more to take a game. And that
Throw for Egypt. And now 6-8.
so
6-8.
that's going to be a
Yes,
interesting
let.
decision. Yes, let.
6-8.
Referee's feeling it came back far enough for Metwali to play the ball if she hadn't been impeded.
This is a very important rally. I always think, when I play myself, I think 6-8 is the moment. Because 9-6 and 7-8 is such a huge difference.
Yep. No, and you're absolutely right. And you see it time and time again where one player is aware of these key moments in a game and the other isn't, and just goes into an extra gear, an extra focus at the right moment. And Metwali is that sort of player that she really understands the moment that she has to
Push a little bit harder.
Yeah. And that
Yes,
is
let.
a let
8-all.
to the girl from Hong Kong.
The match just over 20 minutes so far.
See, there we go. That's the shoelace. That's the other one you can use if you want a little bit of time just to refocus. Do a bit of a lace up. There we go. I ought to write a book, 101 Ways to Play for Time.
White hand on the glass.
I might have to do 2 volumes because I reckon I've got more than 101.
It's actually a good idea, to be honest, for a blog, maybe. Just try it out with a blog first.
Just the first 50.
Yeah, and then you have to buy the book.
Not entirely in the spirit of the game. Play should be continuous, and that's a ferocious backhand drive from the girl from Hong Kong.
9-8.
Perfect length.
And I think this is probably the biggest point of the match so far. She's 9-8, not 8-8 as it says on that screen there. 9-8 to Ho.
And a great length again.
That's a beautiful shot. Oh
And that
no,
was-
that's caught the neck.
But Hong Kong
No.
player picked
Game ball.
Pickup wasn't good, so
10-8.
set ball to Ho from Hong Kong to take the first set that anyone's taken off of this team from Egypt in this competition. Tight backhand drive from Metwali. Deep cross court. Great length from both girls. Another drive from Metwali, but it's wide.
Yes, let.
Ho gets a let ball.
10-8. Game ball.
It's a searching boast from Metwali, and now Ho under pressure. The drop
No
shot
let.
from Metwali brings up a no let.
Hand out.
Ho still has one game ball. Metwali to serve. Doing up the other lace now.
9-10. Game ball.
And as Conrad said, just trying to compose her thoughts. She won't want to let Ho have this set. Or she wouldn't be overly concerned to lose it. There was a pride at stake. This Egyptian side wants to maintain.
Yes, led. 9-10 game on.
Their winning ways. So another let ball. Ho still with game ball. And it's that backhand volley drop, not quite hitting the neck. Thumping it to the back of the court. Loose ball from Ho. And again, it's an unforced error from Metwali. And Hong Kong have taken the second game. And that will be a massive boost to the Hong Kong team. You can see they're absolutely delighted. And Ho took a big lead at the beginning there, 6-1. She had a 5-point lead. And you have to say, to hold on to that after Metwali fought back was quite fantastic. Quite fantastic. The coach from Hong Kong waving his towel like a boxer, and his coach would do in a boxing match, as he shouts words of encouragement. He's absolutely delighted with her for winning that third set. And he's now trying to instill in her some belief that, hey, if you can win one, you can win two. If you can win two, you can beat her. Meanwhile, the Egyptians all standing around. 3 advisors, 4 advisors and 2 players talking to Metwali. I've never seen as many people talking to a player between matches as there are around the Egyptian chair right now. I'm not sure it's helpful to take advice from 5 people between a game, but hey, what do I know? So Metwali first back on court.
15 seconds.
She's certainly got plenty to think about from 5 people. And the Hong Kong team applaud their player, who has already now achieved something no one else has managed, which is to take a game off of the Egyptian giants.
Egypt leads 2 games to 1. Hong Kong to serve. Lavon.
Ho has the serve. And wow, if she could get the sort of start that she got in that last game. Oh, and that's a fantastic trickle boast. And she's got the momentum going forward. And you can't help thinking, if she can get an early lead like she did in the last one, it's really going to. And there's that backhand volley drop, but she's assumed it was good enough, and it wasn't, because the Egyptian
picked it up.
Yep.
I think Miriam here is really determined to not lose another game, and she'll do everything to win.
Yeah. I just hope that the advice she was getting in the break from 5 people around her chair was all the same advice.
That was just incredible.
Yeah.
Well, I hope so as well, but I think Ho's just smells the blood now.
Yep, she's on fire. She's playing some great squash. Miriam saying, well, I've had enough of that. Maybe she needs to get some new laces, because
They keep untangling.
yeah.
Oh, I think it's the Asics shoes. You've got them, don't you? You've got a pair.
I've got a pair of every shoe. Well,
It's a great boat.
this has turned into a great tie. It's the second string from Egypt and Hong Kong, and that is a lovely little bit of pace. Caught the corner, really just took off any remaining pace. Again, the laces being
3-2.
played with almost after every rally. What's that all about?
She just likes to play with the laces.
I don't know.
Oh,
That's
brilliant.
absolutely beautiful touch.
And out, 3-all.
And again, this is the sort of shot you can really take advantage of on the glass court. If you get the pace off the ball and just glance it off that side, well, it will just fade into the floor. Volley, drop. And both of these girls really finding tighter and tighter targets as this match goes on. Metwari not finding the length she needed.
Out.
Oh, it's unfortunate.
Ball just popped out, so
And out for 3.
a little lead for the Egyptian here in this 4th set. It's a tight drop. Molly's on it and cross court into the back corner.
Well played.
And out for Miss Medvali. Can you fix it once and for all?
Yeah, the referee now saying, could you once and for all do the laces up? Stop playing with them.
For all.
It's become a little obvious that
Now,
either the laces are really bad laces or there's a bit of
5-4.
gamesmanship, I'm not sure.
No, I think Miriam's trying to find... mentally, she's searching for a place where she's going to play well. And just gets her time to refocus in that. Very casual.
That was cool as a cucumber, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Off the back wall now. Yes,
Brilliant.
absolutely superb. She waited and waited and there was no route for
6-4.
Metwali through. She just had to play that with the right pace. And now a 2-point lead for Ho.
It just
And
seems
now the lace is being done again. I think the referee's going to do something about that if she keeps playing around with them.
I think Metwali just mentally, she's just a little bit lost in this game now, after losing the other one.
Yeah, I mean, you can't help feeling that this was sort of billed as a no contest, that Hong Kong were just going to not stand a chance.
That's what I was saying in the first match, but it was actually a case between Nour El Sherbini and Pansy Chan, but
And
second
out.
strings, a
5-6.
completely different story.
Exactly. Well, it's a loose ball from Ho, but a lovely lob to get herself back in control. And that is loose, forced by the tight ball from Miriam Metwali. 6-all.
Oh, that's
a
nice.
long drop. And that's a
Really
kill,
good attack.
absolutely amazing forehand kill.
7-6.
Very, very well
And
played.
out 7-6.
And as you say, moments in a match, moments in a game. At 7-6, you can see her just pausing as Metwali settles to receive. It's tight, Metwali. Ho scrambling around the back, and the drop from Metwali, too good. The
And
score
out 7-all.
couldn't be tighter. The match couldn't be tighter.
You can have also two completely different personalities on court, because I haven't spoken to the girls, but
So the
from what
backhand volley drop, which is
8-7.
Ho's favourite shot, just
failed her.
failed her this time. And you can't help feeling that now, for the first time in this game, with the Egyptian taking the lead, this is her moment to strike forward across the line. Ho will have something to say about that, I'm sure. And that's wide,
Unfortunate.
Stroke to Egypt.
and it is a stroke to Egypt, so now 2-point lead,
9-7.
2 points to take them into the final. World Squash Junior Team Championship. And that's a great drop, fading into the side, beyond the reach of Ho. Brings up 3 match points for Miriam Metwali of Egypt to give Egypt a place in the final. Cross court, volley nick from Ho. One match ball saved.
Match ball.
That has hit the nick at the back. 2 match balls saved.
Match ball.
Ho serves. Great drop, looks for the kill.
Stroke to Hong Kong.
And it is a stroke, and Hishi has saved 3 match balls and brought the score back to 10-all. High drama here in Wrocław at the Hastelowista Club in Poland. Metwali had 6 game balls against world champion Sherbini in her individual and failed to convert them. She has a 4th match ball here in the team championship. Can she convert? Or can Ho save again? 11-10. It's a drop from the Egyptian, but it's not a good one. Ball put high into the back corner by Ho. Testing length. And Metwali fails to find the length.
11-10.
Be a let ball.
Match ball. Miss
Metwali
Metwali, little bit quicker, please.
breathing heavily. Ho composes herself. And that is picked up by Ho. It was a testing boast from the Egyptian, and that's a loose drive from Miriam. Ho thumps it into the back corner tight, goes for the drop, and the Egyptian picks it up, and it's a long cross. Oh no, it's going to be a stroke to the Egyptian, and Egypt have taken it for a highly entertaining second string match here at the championships.
9-11, 12-10.
Gentlemen, please put your hands together for both our teams, for Hong Kong and for our winners, Egypt, who go through to tomorrow's final. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as I understand it, coming up in a short while is an exhibition. But stay in your seats as I do a quick interview with the Egyptian team and just ask them how they feel about their victory. Mariam, can we have a quick word? Hey, coach. Yeah, of course. Yeah, you can speak. She can just be there. So, Egypt, in the final, how does that feel?
So excited to be back in the final. It's actually, for me, it's my third time to be in the final. So I'm looking forward for tomorrow, and I hope we make another good memory here.
And I have to say, hats off to Hong Kong. They really made that a battle. Everybody was talking about it being an easy game and straightforward, but I'm sure Mariam will have words to say about that. They really did themselves proud today, didn't they?
They played very good from the first match and the second match. They had very tough matches, and today they really played very good. We didn't expect that, but they're very good, and thank God that we won in the end, and I hope they can do better thing next time.
And I'm going to have to ask the coach, because Mariam's out of breath. You must be really proud of her for fighting and staying in there in that match. She was put up against it, wasn't she?
She played, first of all, she played good, but the Hong Kong player, she's not easy. And then in the last game, I think Mariam go in her game, so that's why the game it was a little difficult for Mariam. But in the end, she played very good.
Absolutely. And one last question. You've only got one more team to beat. We don't know who it is yet, but who would you rather play, USA or England?
I think England. I prefer England.
You prefer England?
USA. Yeah.
England?
England.
Okay, so they want to play England, so you've got your work cut out over there, girls. Well, we'll see later today in the second semi-final at 6 o'clock. And we'll see you girls tomorrow for the final. Congratulations, enjoy your win. Well done, Mariam. Great match, great entertainment. Thank you very much.
So there we go. As we talk to the Egyptian girls, they'd rather play England tonight. We'll find out at 6 o'clock. 1800 GMT +1. We'll be back. But hang around just for a while, because we still have a live feed on this all-glass court. Unless you watch a few replays there, we may well have something coming up for you. Yes, there is a rumour going around that the head coach for Poland, Martin Kozik, is about to take on Nour El Sherbini on this glass court, which for those of you that live and play in Poland could be a bit of an interesting spectacle. So hang around. If not, and you need to go off and do a few things on this Friday afternoon, then come back and join us at 1800 +1 GMT. We will be here live for USA versus England, the second semi-final, to see who is going to take on the giants Egypt in tomorrow's final of this World Junior Team Championship Women's Girls Final.